Someone just left, right?
It's going to get Nas. One thing in Nas.
The light just went on.
Hey. Alright, first off, all the notes I put down, there's no particular order to anything. I just had it out there for the whole weekend and just wrote down everything that came up to think about the season. Number one, my big goal is to get every player to their individual next level, whatever that may be. If he's on the JV team, I want to make him a leader on the JV or a varsity player. If he's a bench player on the varsity team, I want to make him a leader. Whatever that next level is for every individual player, that's my goal that I want to accomplish by the end of the season. Second thing, and we as a coaching staff, we already talked about this a lot, we want to make sure we play basketball the right way. Like the parents that been with me last season, they already know, our style of basketball will be different from a lot of teams you see out there. I always make the comparison between pickup ball and real basketball. My goal is that our kids play for each other, not with each other, and we put the team first. And that's the goal. That flows right into rotations and playing time and all of that. Playing time will be earned on Tuesdays and Thursdays and during the games. That's how we're going to run it. Like every outside training that the kids might do with me has no impact whatsoever. Right? If everything that we try to accomplish with the players, they hold up their end, then we should be good. Okay? We will play up in 11th grade for a couple of tournaments, especially like local tournaments here in Tampa or tournaments in Orlando. It's just the way I know it from Europe. Every kid plays in their own age group and one age group above. When I was 14 years old, they pulled me up to the men's team already. So that's how we do it over there. And that's, from my experience, that helps every kid growing up playing basketball when they're able to play against bigger and stronger kids. It will be easier once we get to the big tournaments. And big, let's not put value on winning and stuff. Big in terms of really huge tournaments in Atlanta, Disney, and the one in Wiregrass to finish the season. These are big events. We're going to play them in our regular 10th grade divisions. Yeah, I had a conversation with Mark yesterday. When we play up 11th grade, at the beginning of the season, I will put us in the lowest division, just so we can get a feeling for how's the physicality, can we hang with older kids. Once I see that we can really play on that level, we might move up, second division. I will not think that we're going to play the highest level in 11th grade, but we're going to see how our kids develop. All right? Any questions on that? Any concerns on that? No? Please always raise your hand. If there's a question, let's get right to it and don't wait until the end. Okay? Rotations. They will be, I can guarantee you that, they will be different from game to game. They will be different from tournament to tournament. I mean, you guys know me. I don't really give a lot about who's starting the game. If you for me it's important, that's how I was raised. Who finishes the game is way more important than who starts the game. Right? Starting five is not important. Every matchup that we see, every team that we place requires us to play differently. Basketball for me, from the coaching perspective, is like playing chess. We have 12 players with different qualities. Other teams have 12 players with different qualities. And our job is to figure out how can we play to our strength and beat the other team. There might be we play with 5 guards. There might be we play with 5 big guys. Who knows? Every team, every game requires different rotation. All right. We are this year, this is different than last year. We have 12 players that can all compete on a high level. Right. So we have a full roster. Every practice will be, hope so, highly competitive. Right. So this year is going to be a lot different for the returning kids. We have to earn everything, or these kids have to earn every single minute on the court. Whereas of last year, there was a little bit more leeway, let's say it like that. Next to Caleb.
Oh, okay. Boom. Thank you.
Yo. Any questions on that? Rotations, playing time, anything? No? Then code of conduct for players and parents. I will create a list for the players so they know what I'm about. No pajama pants, never, ever. If I ever see a kid with pajama pants, no playing time at all. No headphones in the gym. Let's be respectful to the people around us. Like, there should be no person more important ever than the person right in front of you. So no headphones. I don't care if they don't listen to anything, no. No phones in the practice gym. They step in the practice gym, phones in the bag, they get out of the practice gym, they can take it out. Same thing with table. When we go eat as a team, when we're in the hotels, as soon as we hit the table, we don't touch our phones. We talk to each other. We leave so that's all the player stuff, right? So every time we leave a bench, they clean it up. If they don't clean up, they get in trouble. You guys know me. Same thing, doesn't matter how bad we think the refs are, we shake their hands after every game. Doesn't matter. Parents, no coaching from the sideline. If you guys coach from the sideline, your kid will not play. Sean.
He wasn't pointing directly at you.
It's good. If people know it is, perfect. Also, when we go against, again, talking about the refs, don't talk to the refs. There's multiple reasons why. No two people doing the game see the same exact situation the same exact way. It's simply not possible. We are not the same height. We look at the game from a different perspective. Just because you see something, nobody else in the gym might see it. Not even your wife or your husband next to you might see the same situation the same way. It is impossible. So the ref will see everything different, I promise you, everything. Your son, me, my assistant coaches see the stuff differently. Jason and I were debating the whole season last year, doing every game. We see things differently. Don't yell at them. The only thing that's going to do it to them is make the refs hold a grudge against our team. Right? So, the same way I will never punish your kid for a potential misbehavior of yours, refs will do that. They don't like you? Alright, Bray's going to sit on the bench in the second quarter because he has 5 fouls. Alright? So, that's the way refs think. I was a ref myself, I did it. So I know how they think. Alright? And then just let's enjoy watching the kids play the sport they love the most. And that should be the main goal. For us, I learned a lot of things myself. Last year was my first season adjusting from the European ball to the American ball. I learned a lot of things. I rewatched my own tape, my own behavior on the sideline. I learned and I will take the next step. I promise you. So, I don't want to say how to parent your child. That's what Jack always says. Do everything you need to do, but please make sure you represent TNBA the way we want it to be in the open. Alright? So last season we had a lot of tournament directors coming at us. We are dressed a certain type of way on the sideline, which stand out. I hope that this season we hear from good parent behavior, good child behavior, they're cleaning up the benches, they're respectful to refs. All these little things, they matter to me more than winning every championship. This is what I'm in basketball for, teaching life and how to be respectful of your surroundings through the game. Okay? Big thing. I know this is a lot of topic in a lot of people's head, recruiting, next level. As hard as it sounds, I know you love your baby, I love your baby. When we go to live periods, nobody cares about 10th graders. I promise you, nobody. Not a single college coach comes to an event in Atlanta or wherever it may be and looks at 10th graders to go to the next level. Transfer portal, JUCO kids, international kids. It's so hard for these kids, and they will start looking at players 11th grade and older. I just had a conversation with a D1 coach last week. He told me he's not even going to live period events anymore. He's only looking for international and JUCO kids. So I know we're all in there for the next reason. I want to help getting them to the next level, but please understand that all these live period events is just an option or just an experience for our players to grow. Alright? What is also different, there's not going to be a championship in these tournaments. It's a pure showcase event. Doesn't matter how many games you lose, doesn't matter how many games you win. We will have 4 to 5 games. Every tournament will be different and has no impact on any championship whatsoever. It's just for the kids to showcase and play against teams from other states. Alright?
Excuse me, that's live period also?
Live periods, yes. Good. as Jack already said it, the players have to want it. Like, as much as we want them to be successful, they got to want it. I'm pretty sure, because I had this conversation with all the kids on the team last season, if I ask them now, between the end of last season and now, how many emails they have sent to college coaches, it's not even a handful. And I was preaching it all season. If you don't send an email out to any coach you want, every week, following up with your schedule, hey coach, I just had a great workout with my trainer, here was the highlight clip for my last high school game. If they don't do that every week, I can't help them. I need you to back me up on that. This is where I need your help as well. If they don't understand that they have to work for it, we can help them. All of us, we can help them, right? Twitter is the only social media platform that's really relevant for recruiting, or X, whatever you want to call it now. Yeah, let's make sure that every kid, again, that's me with a different mindset. The kids should handle their own accounts, but we should monitor that and make sure everything is clean. Like, I'll see all of their social media, Instagram and TikTok. When I see something, they'll hear from me. I'm pretty sure on that. Then the next thing is they should start thinking about where they want to study and what they want to study. Because of all these different schools in the country, this will narrow down a list, which would help us sending out emails to coaches and programs that they really want to study. If they don't want to go in the cold, they want to stay in Florida, okay, that's an info for us to have, that there are no Division III schools in Florida. That's something we have to know, right? If they want to go to the Midwest, it looks different. If they want to go up north, it's different again, right? So this is something I need your input on the kids as well. They have to know what they want, then we can map out a plan. All right? One database I will start sharing with you guys is called Field Level. This is a big recruiting platform for all sports, all youth sports, similar to the NCSA platform. All of TNBA, all the youth coaches from around the country, we do everything through Field Level. I will send out a separate link to you guys in the group me soon, so you can create that profile. It's similar to Huddle. It's like Huddle, Twitter mixture with highlights and contact information to different programs and coaches and stuff. All right. Any questions on that? No? Good. Tournaments. Every tournament will have a different app. I know it's annoying, but every tournament will have a different app. Schedules will be out earliest on Wednesdays. And so if we play a tournament on Saturday, 2 days before, we will find out about the schedule. As last year, I always try to avoid Friday night games. So every time I sign our teams up for a tournament, I send out the request right away, no Friday games. Since this year we have less TNBA events, there might be more games we play on a Friday. Yeah, so now this year, it's a little bit different. I don't have that much power over our schedule. Especially when we go to Atlanta, out of state, all these tournaments, we might play Friday night. Alright, just so you're aware of that. And then when it comes to the schedules, you already saw last year how much chaos it could be. On a Saturday morning, the schedule looks different than on a Saturday afternoon, and then maybe even Saturday night. So I need all of us to work together on that part. Always keep an eye on the schedule, because there might be changes on the same day 2 or 3 more times. Alright? Request no Fridays. What this particular age group didn't do well last year was staying around games and supporting our other teams. Like, this is not only about the team, I'm thinking about program. And to have a successful program, kids should stay and connect with other kids. What this team didn't do well was just staying around, sitting on other benches, coaching younger kids. Like, other teams did a better job. That's just my wish, that your boys understand that these little kids are watching up, are looking up to them. They are role models. If they want to be or not, if they don't know or not, this doesn't matter. Your kids, the oldest kid in the program, is a role model now for every 4th, 5th, 6th grader. So I see it as a responsibility to help the younger kids out. Yeah, I know this is for a lot of you, it's like a short trip, holiday, family trip, whatever. And I don't want to be an asshole and say, I can't relate to that, but when it comes down to basketball, it's a basketball trip. That's how I approach all my playing career, all my coaching career. Like, when it's basketball, I'm in the gym all day. When the last game is done, then it's free time for me. Again, I don't want to tell you how to spend your time. This is just a wish from my side that the kids stay around more between the games. Alright? Rules: 45 minutes before the game, please be in the gym. 30 minutes before the game, every player has to be ready to go, dressed, starting warm-ups. If they are late, they will not play the first half. That's the rule we have. Now, 30 minutes before the game, they should be ready to go. Use the time between games to replenish, get some food. What we did, I know this is different here. When I was young and played those tournaments, we went home to the hotel, took a shower, and come back, just for recovery purposes. I know these kids don't like to shower. Like, that's all right. We can force it.
I have a question about
yeah.
how much time in between each?
I don't know. That's different from week to week. I really don't know. This is what I'm saying. So good question right here. Like,
What was that question?
how much time do we have between games?
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be different from tournament to tournament. And again, just because we have a Wednesday, the schedule release on Wednesday doesn't mean by Saturday morning it's the same time. So that's again good point. Let's make sure we all keep an eye on those schedules. Yeah. And then the last thing that's really important to me, I will, same as last year, rely heavily on my coaching staff. Like, I planned out the season that I have the high school teams together, and I call it the baby teams, 5th and 6th grade together. So I will have 2 or 3 tournaments all season where all 4 of my teams play in the same gym. There will be some conflict, even if it's just 10th grade and 9th grade going to the same tournament, there will be conflict as well, because especially with the big tournaments, I have no power over our schedule. So I will rely heavily on my coaching staff. Jason was with me all last year. He knows how I coach, what I want to teach. Bobby is new with us. He will learn. He will pick up quick on all this. So please bear with me if there will be a game that I can't be the head coach, or I will join for the second half. It's not because I don't want to coach your kids. It's just because I have different responsibilities. And then the one more thing that changes to last year. Now I'm officially the AU director. So let's say there's an issue with the 8th grade girls team that has to be handled, I will have to be there. Like same we had last year, where there was one issue with the 5th grader. I had to handle that issue, couldn't travel with our team to the next game. This is something that might, hopefully not, I hope everything goes well, but just so you're aware of, there is a possibility that I have to jump in and take care of other teams as well. Alright? Then travel, more or less self-organized. If you guys want to carpool, you're more than welcome to. Travel is always self-organized. We will have a couple of state-of-play tournaments, which will require us to stay in their partner hotels. I will send out the information early enough with a couple of options like I did last year. I always favor to stay close to the game gym because we have less parking fees, because I know they are insane. If you drive up there and you park right at the gym, it's insane. We have less traffic to worry about, so I'm always preferring to go there with a peace of mind. It's walking distance to the gym. I don't have to worry about accidents on the road. I don't have to worry about the weather. Like, I can walk there. That's what I want, and these are the hotels I will send out. Right? I know there might be, on the first look, there might be a little bit more expensive, but you're going to get that money back, I promise you, for the parking fees that you guys are going to save. Because these are insane. Communication issues. Group me, always number 1. Email number 2. If it's really urgent, you can call me. Right? These are the chains. 24-hour rule. I know most of you are very familiar with that. If there's ever an issue about anything, please give yourself some time.
Definitely not more.
Definitely not. Give yourself some. I think your number was on speed dial on Mondays. So give yourself some time. Get those emotions out of your system. And if there's still an issue by Monday or Tuesday, let's talk about it without any emotional impact. Okay. I have it marked here. Monday is usually my complaint day. And I spent it last year sitting at the pool on the phone the whole day. So I know this is going to be the same this year. That's part of my job. Just make sure it's all because we have reasons to talk about and we don't have to yell at each other or say stuff we might regret later. Let's get all the emotions out first, then we can have conversations. Okay? Most conversation I had was about playing time. So the same, we have group me 1, email 2. Conversations should be your kid number 1, me number 2. Yeah, you will I'll say, pretty sure last year we did it every single time when there was any issues with playing time. We explained it to the kid first. So if your kid listens, they will have the explanation why they might have played less. If they didn't listen, then you can ask me. All right. One thing, since we didn't only have it in this team, with multiple teams, if you yell at me from the stands, it's the same impact that it has you yelling at the ref. It makes you look bad as a parent, if you think about it or not. It makes our program look bad. It's a disservice to your own child. Yelling at me will not help you at all. Like I said in the beginning, I will never punish your child for your potential misbehavior. I will never do that. But there might be sometimes I will talk less to you, even if you call me 5 times, because you disrespect me or any of my coaches. And we had that multiple times last season throughout all the teams. This is something I have no tolerance. You can behave yourself, then stay away. Okay? And then the last thing I have it marked here, if I don't have your trust, and I know I will handle the other things differently, I cannot help your kid, and I cannot coach the way I can coach. Right? If you don't like it, that's cool. Let's talk about it. If you really don't like it, look for another team. I'm A-okay with that. No, you hate that because I said it a lot last year. This team was the team with the most calls, with the most complaint, emails, SMS I got on the whole program. I hope this changes. We will see. But just be aware that the more you guys yell from the outside, it will always come back to you in a negative way. Okay? Any questions so far? Anything I forgot? Yes?
Just communication.
Yeah.
Communication. Would it be better if you had a parent point of contact?
This is one of the stuff, yes.
Just have like a parent that perhaps just relayed messages to the other parents.
Yeah.
If there was a schedule change, if there was, hey, we're going out to dinner or whatever.
I know we had that. I hear
Communicate
you.
with the parent. That parent communicate, and it could be something like maybe before our last game, you say, hey, we're going to go to dinner somewhere,
Yeah.
and kind of during that game,
Yeah.
kind of let the parents say, all right, we're going to go here. Got the reservation set up. That way, you don't have to communicate that with 15 parents or whatever. So.
I know we had that because last year I had the feeling it was more kind of like that emerged as that parent we never talked about officially. I'm torn on that. Like when it comes to dinner reservations and all, we had the pizza organization last year when we went out to hotel. I'm all for that, but let's keep it with off-court stuff. Like when it comes to the tournament schedule, let's make sure it's an open communication, everybody. If you have issues with anything, please come to me directly. Like when it's off-court stuff, when we have team events, dinner, lunch, whatever it may be, then yes, if anyone wants to handle that, or one of my coaches says, hey Mark, can you handle that? Terrence, can you handle that real quick? Can you look up dinner close here? Because I know when we had that tournament in Coral Springs last year, it worked out well. Like without me telling anyone what to do, all of you were on your phones, we mapped it out and it worked out perfectly. Right? I'm always a big fan of open communication between everybody. Yeah. And then one more thing, are you going to be filming all the games again? Are you going to bring your camera stuff?
That's our plan always. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I would love to have film from every team. That's what I want to ask. If I can check that off my list, that you're going to have your camera there. All right, that's about it. Coaches, anything I forgot? Anything you guys want to add? I know that was a lot.
I'm new. I'm Coach Bobby. I know many of you don't know me. I know a few of you. Looking forward to coaching a kid.
Yeah, you know that gentleman in the end. Good. Yes, please.
You had mentioned that you were going to do a solidified schedule. Is that ready yet or no?
It's not ready yet because some tournament organizations approached me and said don't lock in the dates yet, they will change because different recruiting calendars and different venue problems on their side. So I'm hoping in 2-3 weeks I can send it out. My goal is to have everything locked in by the first practice. That's my goal. Yep. Practice. Yep. We do have 2 gyms that are more or less locked in. We're still waiting on the signage from them. And I'm working on the 3rd one to spread out our court time. I don't want to say it too loud, too early, because you guys know what happened last year. I already communicated, and then that gym backed out. I don't want to run into the same stuff again. So as soon, hopefully, this next week, I have everything done, paperwork done. I'll send out everything. It's going to be Temple Terrace area. Like, there's nothing going down to Sefner, nothing Brandon, nothing downtown. It's going to be Temple Terrace area. We have 3 different gyms there.
So just to say it out loud, I know you were saying that 9th and 10th graders will practice together.
Yes, sir.
Now that there's 2 9th grade teams,
Yep.
are we looking at possibly sharing one gym with 3 teams?
No, it's going to be the 9th gold and the 10th graders together. 9th grade B team will most likely practice with the 8th graders.
Practice Tuesday, Thursdays.
Tuesday, Thursday, 7:30 to 9. Yeah. There might be, because of gym availability, there might be the possibility that we go 8 to 9:30 on selected days, but that's the latest we will go.
Later the better, because traffic.
I know. Yeah. But that might be the latest time. There are some gyms that can only get us in there a little bit later. Alright? Cool. If you have any individual questions, let me know. Other than that, thank you for coming. And
Talking about.
yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah. Cool.